too? Is it some of it the after effect of losing Wendy and just trying to learn to play within the new parameters?
I do think that this team has done a heck of a job with dealing with a lot of unforeseen circumstances this year. I think a level of mental fatigue would be a fair assessment. I do not think that is a reason why some of those things are happening, which you alluded to in terms of the turnovers and the gameplay. But our margin for error is just zero right now. So whether that's making free throws, converting plays when you turn them over and you have an advantage, executing a play, executing a defensive coverage, we just have no margin for error right now. And in this league, sometimes that can be the difference. A 48-minute game is long for us right now. We have to continue to challenge ourselves to lessen some of those mistakes.
Was Steph's situation, was that a matter of him being in foul trouble earlier, or like, 'cause he only played, I think that first 3 quarters, like 8 minutes?
Yeah, that first 8 or 9 minutes, I believe, of the game, we didn't make a sub. That group really got it rolling, and we just kind of were going to let them ride the hot hand. So the first half rotations probably were a little unique, just from even what we were expecting to do, because we didn't want to stop our own momentum in that sense. And then, yeah, there was just a few mistakes that were made that, in a game that was close and going back and forth, we needed as much solid basketball as we could get. It was just a decision that I made on a few different situations.
Do you see here in trying to carry the burden, maybe that makes him press a little bit more than he normally would?
I'm sure. Anytime you lose one of your top guys, I think the guys that already are doing the heavy lifting are trying to do more. And the people around him need to do more, and he can do a ton like he's already doing, and let others help him in that regard, right? And but I think everybody's probably pressing a little bit and trying to. And this season can be unforgiving, and we have to maintain our level of confidence individually and as a group, while also sustaining a level of consistency of execution.
Coach, these last 2 games, though, you guys have kind of gotten out the gates to pretty good leads, and you would think something like that would kind of extend your margin for error a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, but when you get up on these teams, like, is there a certain, I guess, theme or something that like where you can't sustain a lead?
Yeah, there's been a couple of times where it's tough when you put in 20 minutes of really hard work and get a lead, and then in 2 minutes, it's like poof. And that's where the snowball effect of multiple mistakes in a row, whether that's, and sometimes the mistake can be taking a quick shot. Not necessarily a bad shot, but the game calls for a different possession there. And that's some of those where there are certain things that you can do to try to minimize runs. Teams are going to make shots, teams are going to make plays, but there are certain things that we can do and individuals can do to minimize some of those runs. And that's where, at times, we're almost fanning the fire when we're in the disadvantage on some of those runs. And that's something that we're, emphasizing and need to continue to be better on.